Pam Gregory, astrologer. I'm going to be talking to you today about the new supermoon that we have coming up in Virgo on the 30th of August. Now, this is actually going to be the closest supermoon of the year, so it's going to be very, very powerful. The moon is going to be at virtually its closest point to the Earth in its orbit, and so that exerts very strong pull on the tectonic plates of the Earth, but also on our psyches as well. So it's a super, super powerful new beginning, as new moons always are. Now, the bunching up of the personal planets, the Sun, the Moon, Mercury, Venus and Mars, that have been moving through Leo, they are now starting to move into Virgo. In fact, from the 18th of August, they one by one start their trek into Virgo. So we're shifting from a highly creative sign, Leo, letting our divine spark shine and putting out something very often very original to the world. Those planets are moving into Virgo, which is really excellent for detailed planning, editing, that sort of thing, specifics, getting really down to the executional details of our project. So that's working really, really well for us. Now, another thing of note is on the 24th of the month, Venus and Mars come together in a conjunction, which they do about every 2 years or so. This time it's at 3 degrees of Virgo. So they are being trined by Uranus at 6 degrees of Taurus. This is lovely. It's not only lovely for our creativity, if Venus and Mars at 3 degrees of Virgo are falling in your 5th house or your 7th house of relationships, this could bring about quite a sudden, unexpected new relationship. Might be with somebody who's foreign or very different, or, it can happen out of the blue, but it can feel very, very exciting. So really see if 3 degrees of Virgo, where that falls in your chart, because Venus and Mars offering us that opportunity for anyone who is single. That is a really lovely thing to look forward to. But we have our new supermoon happening on the 30th of the month. It happens at 6 degrees and 46 minutes of Virgo. It's exact at 3:37 a.m. Pacific and 11:37 a.m. UK time. So this is a strong new beginning. A new moon is always a new beginning, but because this is the closest supermoon of the year, it's a particularly potent new beginning. So where does that fall in your chart? 6 degrees 46 of Virgo. And let the house meaning condition the intention that you set for this new beginning. Is it falling in your 9th house? You're developing a big travel plan. Is it falling in your 10th house of career? Are you looking for a new relationship? Is it falling in your 5th house of romance? So see where it's falling in your chart, because that will really help you to get the wording right, the intention right for this powerful new beginning. And remember that we're just planting seeds at a new beginning. We're not seeing the flower, we're not seeing the blossom, we're planting seeds, and roughly in 6 months' time we may well see the manifestation of what we're doing, what we're planting at this time. So it is remarkable in that at this new supermoon we have 8 planets in Earth, as well as the 5 in Virgo that I've just mentioned. We have Saturn and Pluto in Capricorn, and we have Uranus in Taurus. So there's a strong Earth focus here. Now, this can be around practicality, bringing things down to earth, but it can also be a concern for the earth. And of course, many, many of us are very concerned about the sustainability of the earth at the moment, what we can do to help the earth. And this might be a particularly strong phase in that desire to help the earth and in practical ways that we can do it. We also, amazingly, have 7 planets in mutable signs. We have the 5 in Virgo. That's a mutable sign. We also have Jupiter in Sagittarius, just about still on the great attractor, so still using that very potent energy as well, and Neptune in Pisces. So where we have all these planets in Earth, 8 of them, and 7 in mutable signs, and the moon is at a very, very close point to the Earth, we just need to be aware there's almost a kind of shifting of the Earth that is possible. Think of the power of the moon's pull on the tectonic plate. So we just have to sort of be aware of that. But it is a very, very positive supermoon for us because, as I say, the narrowing down of the focus into 5 planets in Virgo is really superb for logic, analysis, and really kind of dotting the I's, crossing the T's, doing the edits, etc. Getting everything running like clockwork in a practical way. The Virgo narrows the mind down to specifics, and Mercury, which rules Virgo, is also in that bunching as well. So it's really very strong, Mercury in Virgo. So it's very much highlighting the mental function here. And what I've been doing personally in the last few days is filming some new teaching videos. So I was using all that Leo energy, and now I'm getting into the editing phase, and I hope to put those new videos out sometime during September. But I'm trying to use these cosmic winds, as it were, to help me on my way. So very strong Virgo focus, as I say, which can help us enormously. Try not to fret with this. Virgo can be a very perfectionist, and it needs to be 100%. 99% is good enough. So kind of ease off a little, because Mars in Virgo too tends to put its foot hard down in getting the detail right. Don't stress yourself. Just relax into it and know that you've got good astrological energy in this very detailed phase. But as I say, it's very helpful to get things running like clockwork. Now, Virgo is also wonderful for, it always reminds me of the ancient wisdom keepers of the earth, who understood that the earth has everything we need to heal us. So particularly if you're involved in plant medicine, herb medicine, any natural healing mechanism, this is a super, super time to start some new project, new idea around that, because all this Virgo energy is extremely fertile for you. And also remember, it isn't just about this narrowing function of the mind that is so useful for us. We've still got the backdrop of that ongoing Jupiter-Neptune square that I've talked about. It's going to be going on till October. I've talked about it in many recent videos, and this is the big vision. This is our spiritual inspiration. This is seeing higher and better possibilities for ourselves and others and the earth too. That can inspire what we're doing at this time. And something else very positive is all of these planets in Virgo are in trine to Uranus in Taurus. So this can continue to bring in creativity, downloads of information. Mercury is trine to Uranus. That often connects our mind to the superconscious, or some people even feel we're connecting into the mind of God with this. There can be fast downloads of information, highly original. We can be very ingenious with this. And particularly if we're using technology at all, Uranus is linked to technology, the internet, then things can work very, very well for us. So we've got the trine to Uranus, but we've also got another trine to Saturn at 14 of Capricorn. It's a little bit wide, but it's operational. So we actually have a grand trine in Earth between all of those planets in Virgo, Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, trined by Uranus in Taurus and also by Saturn in Capricorn. Earth grand trines are super. They're considered very lucky if you have an Earth grand trine in your chart natally. Often you're very materially successful because it brings it down to earth in a tangible way. And this is one of the big benefits of Saturn in its own sign in Capricorn involved in this grand trine in earth, because it will not only make things very practical, It helps manifestation, to sort of bring the ideas down to earth, as it were, in a very practical way. So it's supporting all that Virgo energy as well. But it also is excellent where you're building things for the long term. They're not just a flash in the pan, whatever you're doing now. You can actually use the energy to build for long-term success if you use this energy well. So as I say, there's a very clear kind of progression from the creativity of Leo into the detail of Virgo, but we still have the benefit of downloads from Uranus and inspiration there, and the spiritual bigger picture and inspiration from Jupiter square to Neptune in those beautiful unbounded signs of Sagittarius and Pisces, and the very lucky grand trine in Earth involving Saturn. Saturn is really working well for us here at this time, at this very powerful new supermoon in Virgo. And the other thing to just remind us of is that Virgo is very connected to your daily routine, your daily choices. And I'd really just like to emphasize, as I so often do, that it's in our daily our minute by minute even choices of how we react, choices of the thoughts we have in our mind, choices of the emotions that they're running at the time. Try to become super aware of those, because essentially in our choices we are determining our set point of frequency, our set point of vibration. And as I so often talk about as well, is I passionately believe that our reality today, tomorrow, and ongoing self-selects itself by our frequency. That is what is choosing our reality and our future going forward. So be very alert and aware and conscious. As I say, Virgo is connected to that mental function, so we can be super aware at this time of those minute by minute choices we're making in our thinking, but also in our emotions through every day. So hope this has been helpful for you. Very powerful new supermoon, and really enjoy this coming up on the 30th. If you'd like more information about my books, my videos, my monthly newsletter, just check out my website, pamgregory.com. And if you don't know where these points I've been talking about fall in your chart, just download a free birth chart from my website, and then you can get these tutorial videos from the link above, and they will help you, teach you how to find the meaning for you with your birth chart. So if you have a what does it mean for me question, that's your solution, because I won't know everyone's chart to be able to answer that. So, and people are just loving them, and it begins your astrological journey for you, which is so exciting. So thank you so much for listening, and really get the best out of this new supermoon coming up in Virgo at the end of the month. Bye for now.